I'm gonna begin by asking if you were familiar with the story of Tarzan when you were growing up. Is this a story that has been one that you've known about for a long time?
Not this type of version. I mean, not this version of Tarzan, but I certainly came to know about Tarzan in my while I was getting my education in France and in Lyon, and then I came to that interpretation of Tarzan Greystoke in the early '80s. Yes.
So, what was it that initially attracted you to getting involved in this project?
I think the bait was David Yates. Wanted to, obviously, was hoping to work with him, and the call came in for Chief Bonga, and spoke to him over the phone, and certainly got the essence of what he was trying to accomplish with the character, and then. But more importantly, I was quite surprised by his acute sense of telling this particular story, but in a very grown and a very also socially conscious way. Yeah.
Because I think in the past, I think you sort of said that you find as a kind of continent, Africa almost be voiceless in
Yes.
cinema. And I mean, do you find that you're naturally drawn to stories that take place on that continent to help give it that voice?
Absolutely, and this is one of the reasons why, obviously, I'm pleasantly surprised with the way the outcome of this film, given how David Yates approached it and all that was good. I mean, again, being an African and having to deal with stories of Africa that never really get any attention, or if they get any attention, it's misinterpreted, for the most part. So it's nice to be in that highlights some of those issues, and but.
Because I mean, the film, despite the fact it's a kind of fantasy adventure
Right.
film at the kind of at its core, but at the same time, it touches on very kind of severe, very human themes. I mean, imperialism is one. I mean, was it ever a challenge to connect to very relatable sort of human themes when you're in a film that's kind of taking place in a kind of fantasy world of sorts?
It is, and again, that's why we have to take our hat for David Yates, how he was able to do that. I mean, this is a very iconic fantasy story. And using that as an instrument to highlight some of those social issues that were, happened then, and that's still quite relevant today. It's pretty nicely done.
I mean, you play a villain, I suppose, in this movie, but there's something quite nuanced about him. He's not your archetypal kind of antagonist. Was it very important that you created a very well-rounded character who wasn't completely kind of just a villain,
Yes, no, he could not just be a villain, and even though this is a revenge story, I mean, obviously driven by revenge, you would come to understand, really, I mean, it's quite justifiable, his rage of wanting to see Tarzan and this dispute, I guess.
And talking of villains, I mean, Christoph Waltz is kind of becoming quite renowned for being quite a Hollywood villain. But I'm just wondering, when on set, is he someone that's very kind of method in role? Is he someone that, because he's playing the villain, that you don't really want to approach during the shoot? Or is he, the second the director would shout cut, is he back to being his kind of usual self?
I think he's back to his usual self. He's not somebody who's, certainly a mental case on the set or anything like that. No, he's very... a delight to work with, very quiet and very, very professional.
It's probably a relief he's not like his characters.
Oh yeah. True.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey,